And welcome back, guys, to round 3
I'm intrepid
of Modern.
this time.
I am Patrick Savage, joined by the intrepid Jonathan Topol.
I don't know what intrepid means.
Basically, it's
At
just.
all. I just know
I
it's
think
a
it.
word.
I think it has to do with brave.
I thought it was like adventurous or something. I would like to think.
There's a ship, isn't there? A ship. Fearless, adventurous, often used for rhetorical or humorous
we're
humorous
both
effect.
correct. Humorous effect. Wow, we nailed
That's
it
your
right on the
vocabulary
head.
lesson for the
We're
day,
so
guys.
smart.
So here we have Zachary Creemer again on Affinity. We only have 8 players here for Thursday, so we're gonna see some repeats, unfortunately.
3 beats.
But he is against Luke Browning on Merfolk, and
This
I have it on
matchup
good authority
goes-
that he is on blue-green Merfolk.
Oh,
The authority-
that makes this harder. For
The authority being myself,
yourself.
because I've played against him.
The authority being us knowing what everyone in the shop is playing.
I wish I knew what everyone in the shop is playing.
I never know how this matchup goes in game 1.
Yeah,
ever.
so
it's just a crap.
I feel like this is just a race in which Luke is better at blocking than Zach.
It's like it's really bad for Merfolk if they don't have Aether Vial. Really, really bad. But Luke also doesn't have double blue and has 4 lords in his hand.
Oh,
The only way Luke wins this game is if...
Oh, if you don't have anything to play, just play your spreading seas.
What? Luke, what are you doing?
I do know that Luke is fairly new to this deck.
Is he?
I think that he's only been playing the deck for about 3 to 4 weeks.
That's fair.
So he may not be as well versed as some others. So there's Akira.
Good rule of thumb is
Please play the spreading seas.
Otherwise, nothing to do something.
Is he gonna do it? I was wondering if he was gonna spreading seas his own Mutavault. Try to well, there's a blue source.
Spreading sees his own Mutavault.
With that many double blue spells in hand, I've seen crazier things happen.
This was Aether Vial hand. This game would be over.
Oh yeah, Aether Vial on 2 would have been gross.
Insane.
But this is a pretty good hand from Zach too.
Yeah, Zach's just gonna run away with this. There's
Like
no
if there was
Luke can come back.
if Luke was doing his game plan too, and I think that's one of the reasons that this matchup is slightly in Affinity's favor, is that both are playing like
I would definitely agree.
dorky creatures that are trying to do synergistic things with each other. One of them gets to play a Mox.
Yep. Also, one of the
Moxes
decks just
are
gets to
good.
play a card that turns any creature into this gigantic, stupid thing that has
Yeah.
a really hard.
Oh god, there's
cranial-
double Galv Blast in Zach's hand that he can't cast. Or is there a drum?
Poor
There's a drum.
Zach,
Never mind.
He just wins next turn. Kind of, but is that a drum or a welding jar?
So he cast Master Master of Ethereum. Although he does have an island. I'm pretty sure it's a drum though.
Does he have 10 infect?
Doesn't he have just 10 damage?
He also has 11 damage, I think.
So 1,
1,
2.
2, 4, 6. Yeah, 11.
Oh, that's an Memnite. Yeah, he's just dead.
We win.
You just bolt or blast the
It don't even matter.
Lord
Just
of
swing and
Atlantis that he
win.
can never can't block.
Actually, it does matter. I forgot.
You can animate that.
Bolt the Lord.
Bolt the Lord.
Does it matter 2, 4?
I mean, you should blast the Lord because
Yeah, it does matter. You have to blast the Lord.
you don't want him to block the Master of Ethereum because that Master of Ethereum is huge.
I was just trying to think if Zach wanted to go real deep and just sack the Memnite, Springleaf Drum, and whatever is blocked along with the
So now that I have been informed that this person is Robert Meadows in the chat.
What's his username?
I don't know, some German thing, Schuss
German?
Sealy, I don't know.
Shusili Scheiden.
He says, if you don't know what to do something. Life Advice by John Topol.
Yeah, that's pretty good life advice.
Yeah, so I'm not sure why we're not blasting here. If
I think he has it
could-
without.
is it so?
So it's what? So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You animate
10,
that 1,
11,
2.
12. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So yeah, it's still gonna be lethal. I don't know. I like going for clean lethals where I don't have to think as much. And if you get this master through, I don't think I've seen a cleaner lethal.
Yeah, clean lethal like is always better than implied
Yeah.
lethal. If that
Unless
makes
you
any
like
sense.
having, like
getting blown out by
implied
dismember.
lethals, so you make yourself feel smart, and that makes you feel better, so you play better. I mean, if that's what works for you,
I mean, if Zach was playing around dismember there, that's fine because he had enough.
The Master of Ethereum was
damage to
just
get the
so much
board.
bigger than Dismember, though. It was like a 8/8 or something.
I mean, let's think Apostle's Blessing. There you go. That could've
What?
been bad. I
What?
don't know. I'm trying to think of any zany thing that could go wrong that could happen to me.
So, there are some people who play around zany things when it comes. I am.
It's usually not a good thing.
I
in
have
game
the
one.
mindset of like, if it is within the realm of possibility that they have it, sure, it's fine to play around.
What
it.
about
But
Benjamin Ball playing Storm, and then Desperate Ritualing, or I'm sorry, Manamorphosing into Apostle's Blessing to protect his.
I would not play.
Dude.
I would not play around Apostle's Blessing out of Storm. And
According to Robert Meadows, that should be on my radar.
so it's like somewhat
you,
on
Robert.
my radar, but not at all.
Okay.
It's not unless I know for sure that a player has a weird card like Apostle's Blessing in Storm or
Unless
Apostle's
they
Blessing in
showed their
Merfolk
hand.
or like Blossoming Defensive Teamer Energy. Like if they, I know for a fact they have it, I'm gonna play around it.
There you go.
But it's a weird thing where it's like, okay, if you have made the conscious decision to put that weird card in your deck for that day, congrats, you got
think
me.
Luke has any weird cards for the matchup? This actually gets really good for Merfolk.
Yeah, they get this
Sword.
card called Hercule's Recall.
It says Fog. If I play this correctly, you can't really rebuild, and I'm gonna swing for 15.
It does not say Fog. It says
Kinda says
2-mana
Fog.
Upheaval. One-sided Upheaval.
Yeah, that's true. It says play this. I'm probably gonna win the game.
Yeah.
As
So
long as I time it. Right.
it's not going to be in this matchup, but did you
up?
look at Sam Black's Lantern Control list from the Invitational that he 8-0'd in Modern with?
No.
So he...
Is it the list with War?
Yes.
Yeah.
4 copies of Warrior of Invention, which I love. I actually kind of want to play that deck,
I couldn't.
but I don't have access to Lantern, which kind of makes me
believe
sad.
that It took this long for Lantern to start playing.
Well,
that.
so Whir is weird because you do need triple blue. It's not like Chord where you can convoke for...
It is, but you have Glimmer Void, Spire of Industry, Mock Soulpool,
and Dark Slick Shores.
and Dark Slick
Yeah.
Shores.
But one of the things you
hard.
can do, so Game 1,
There's
Merfolk
a lot you
cannot
can do.
beat Ensnaring Bridge. They just
Correct.
can't. So they board in 3 copies of Hercule's Recall.
Yeah.
You know what beats Hercule's Recall?
What's up?
Whirring for Hexbane, or Witchbane Orb.
Yeah.
Give yourself Hexproof.
Are you just seeing this deck?
No, this is the first time I've looked at it. But
Oh,
he
so-
plays one main deck.
This was all of that deck, that build with Witchbane Orb was off my radar until I played this person at regionals that I think he has some in with like high level pros, but he was playing that exact list, and I was playing Jeskai, and I cried for
Yeah.
50 minutes straight.
Teddy
just think-
Jr. 11, I would love to give you Robert Meadows, but he is currently the person above you in chat. He is not currently here.
He's yours. Take him
So
away.
yes, he is in the chat with you. If you would like to harass him in there, please do so. I'll do it with you.
Do you bring... What does Zach bring in? Whip Flare? Maybe?
If he has Whip Flare, he probably brings in Dispatch.
Oh, Dispatch for sure.
Um,
Maybe Thoughtseize?
do you bring in, if he has Spell Pierce, do you bring in Spell Pierce to try to fight Hercule's Recall? You have much more Affinity experience than I do. That's why I'm asking.
So this is very much a thing where I would board for the player if I was using Spell Pierce. So I don't think Luke is the kind of person that has cards like Hercule's Recall on his radar particularly. So I don't know if I would tech
I
against
don't know
that.
what that means.
Do you ever play against... This sounds really bad, but do you play against people but you just recognize they're playing very loosely?
Yeah, I do, but Hurkyl's Recall is a premier sideboard card in Merfolk. I'm not gonna... Oh god, so... Luke's hand is 6 Lords Botanical Sanctum. He's shipping that up, but so... Like, obviously, I know what you mean by what you're saying. And
I don't like playing interactive spells against people I don't think are going to try to interact with me that much.
I like... So, I think you can make an argument for something like that when we're talking about, like... Okay, do I think my blue-white approach opponent is going to bring in Spell Pierce when I'm playing Teamer Energy so that they can have a cheap way to fight for their Fumigates or Settles? When it's a premier, very well-known sideboard card such as Hurkyl's Recall, I don't think... Because, like, how does Luke beat Affinity without Hurkyl's Recall? How does it happen?
You play some combination of...
I'm going to be honest, don't think it's happening.
I don't think it's happening either.
So, like, show me a Merfolk deck that doesn't have, like, 2 to 3 copies of Hurkyl's Recall, and I will, like, talk about what you just said.
That's fair.
But, and, like, I understand what you're saying, but with something like Hurkyl's Recall, I don't think you can...
Yeah, this is probably a bad case to apply that logic on my part.
But I do like that logic.
I also know Luke is a much newer player and isn't as familiar with a lot of like the premier sideboard options that are well known to.
Yeah.
What's that land?
That's unclaimed territory. It names Merfolk. It's a poor man's cavern.
I want to see I want to see a Merfolk Wild Nicottle here on turn 2. I love that card so much.
Merfolk.
Lord off the top, please.
Oh, okay.
Lord. That was fine.
I don't think he has a real blue source.
Does he not? Oh, that's awkward.
So, I mean, it strands the Spreading Seas, but it's still fine. I don't think he has a Lord, though. Looks like he has Harbinger Master.
Would you play the Vial here? Just to turn everything else on?
Yeah, I would play the Vial. I want to get... One of his best tempo plays is vialing out Harbinger of the Tides. So... I definitely think that... And you can't... There's nothing else you're going to play. I don't think you're going to Harbinger for no value. So I definitely want to get the Vial out. I honestly just would have played on turn 1, especially because he didn't have an island.
Did he have the Vial on turn 1?
Did he not?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I didn't notice. If you have Vial on turn 1, you almost always play
Yeah,
Vial
I would have played the Vial over playing Commander Speaker if he had access to it.
Oh, but Harbinger is so good here.
Is it?
Against Steel Overseer?
Only bounces tapped creatures.
Yeah.
They still get the counter.
Yeah, but I'm just saying so.
Oh, he drew Vial? Okay, never mind them. Thank you, Twitch chat.
Good old Twitch chat. So the reason I say that is, so if Zach goes to, like, Alpha Strike, it just makes things really awkward for
That's
Zach.
True.
Especially
the problem with Harbinger is he can't play it.
He will be able to.
I mean, he'll play it next turn once Vial moves up to 2. Here's your Wild Nicottle.
Wild Nicottle.
We need another name.
Wild Fish.
Wild Fish.
Rainbow Fishy. Ew. Ew.
So this is
really good.
This is what we call
okay, that's a problem.
Really powerful.
So many creatures. If Zach has the 4th land too, this is insane. I think Luke's dead next turn if Zach has the 4th land.
Does he have 2 cards left in hand?
He has... Yeah.
Yeah, Citadel, Ravager.
Yeah, Luke's dead. More than
well,
likely
so
dead.
he can now here I would definitely Vial in the Harbinger, like, on my turn.
Overseer.
Well, I would do it on my turn. I do not want to let him untap with that Overseer at all. Playmaster, do it. Do it now.
Do it, Luke.
Luke, I am your master.
Luke. Luke.
Ooh, he's getting aggressive.
I like it. He has to. It's 7. He's dead next turn if Zach can't kill him, but I think he can.
Well, these aren't unblockable.
There's
no island.
I just always assume everything's unblockable.
So, I mean, Zach couldn't...
Oh, yeah, Luke's dead.
Yeah, no, Luke has never had a... Oh, God.
Goodbye, Luke. It was a good game, but...
Yeah, so, well... this is awkward.
Is it?
It depends on how Zach does this.
What do you mean?
So if Zach goes in on something with Ravager, like he probably doesn't have to.
So, without Ravagering anything, Zach is swinging for 3, 6.
He's swinging
10.
for a lot. And Zach is a pretty accomplished Affinity player, so I don't think he's going to screw this up.
12.
But the way Luke,
There.
I think Luke saw Ravager and assumed his Zach was going to like make something big, and then he gets to Violent Harbinger and blow him out. But he just can swing out, and I think it's still lethal, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or that Ornithopter just came into play, right?
Actually, it's not lethal. I'm sorry.
So it's
I think Luke might
1,
actually be able to
2,
win.
3, 4, 5, 6,
doing math
7,
wrong.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's exactly 17
With everything unblocked.
with everything unblocked.
Okay, then Luke wins, I think. If he gets a blue source. We'll see.
Well, if he gets a blue
I
source,
forgot Luke had a Harbinger in hand.
yeah. So the
That changes things. Because
actually, this is not going to be lethal because
Yeah.
of Harbinger, and Luke. So if Zach swings with everything,
Luke just has to not activate Vial.
so no, Luke does need to activate Vial.
Does he?
That's how he puts Harbinger of Tides into play. How else do you put Harbinger of Tides into play?
No, I mean, like, is he dead without Harbingering?
Yes.
Because if he
If
activates
he doesn't,
Vial,
so he can. If he doesn't block, it's exactly 17. If nothing changes and no blocks happen.
so you go before blocks, bounce the Vault Scourge, get him on the backswing?
So yeah, so it doesn't matter what you bounce, because no matter what you bounce, it being sacked to the Arcbound Ravager is gonna, well, it's actually no, it's not exactly lethal right now because that he didn't attack with the Arcbound Ravager. So, Meadows, you don't need to pay 4 mana to put Harbinger Sides in because you have Aether Vial. And Aether Vial lets you put things in for free.
It's okay. We're bad
And
at combat math. so-
Harbinger of the Tides has a CMC of 2.
Is he really asking that?
So, well, he just said you pay 4 mana to put the Harbinger in. And I'm like,
Oh.
that's not how it works, Meadows. I
'Cause
got
Luke
him.
just wins if he draws Island, right? Or,
Yeah, he just wins if he draws Island.
It's like, turn off your Blink Moth, kill you.
But now this is just like,
It's 5,
this is
9,
not lethal.
13.
but if,
Or, I'm sorry, 5, 8, 11, 15.
all these creatures are 4/4s.
Delver's
So,
a 5/5.
what?
Delver's a 5/5.
What do you mean, Delver?
Jungle Delver? Oh,
You
never
mean
mind. I'm
Kumena
sorry.
Speaker?
He's a. I thought it was called Jungle Delver.
That's a different green Merfolk 1-drop.
Oh, never mind.
That's the one that's a 1 mana 1/1. You could pay 3 and a green to
I
put.
thought it was a 5/5. They're all 4/4s.
Yeah, they're all because they're all 2/2s and they're all getting. Oh wait, no.
Hey,
The-
let's stop being bad. So,
Sorry, the two-
yeah, 4, 8,
two-
11, 14. Okay.
Yeah, the two Master of the Pearl Tridents are 3/3s because they don't bump each other.
Yui. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh, he ticked up the vial. I don't think there's a reason to tick up the vial there.
I don't think there is either.
And now he doesn't have lethal. I mean, so well,
He didn't have lethal, even if he did.
well, he plays Lord of Atlantis.
The Lords go to 4.
Oh, and then he goes.
Zach can do combat math. So.
Yeah, so he's just short of lethal. And now Luke can just really go in on Ornithopter. Like, Luke cannot interact with a flyer, and he has no interaction up either. Like, he can't Violent Harbinger. He has no mana, so he can't cast a spell. So now if Zach sacks or he activates Steel Overseer again, puts Ornithopter to a 2/4, and Ravager with 5 counters on it, that's more than enough damage in the air. So
in Luke's defense, the only way he was winning this game was either getting the blue source, but also Reejery would have won him the game off the top, because he just Vials and Reejery, casts oh wait, never mind.
He didn't have
I'm
the
sorry.
Lord.
Lord was off the top.
The only draw was
Island.
Island or Botanical Sanctum, or just any blue source that could cast Spreading Seas.
No, Merfolk are supposed to be unblockable.
And so now Luke is probably realized he's dead.
And so much damage in there.
I mean, Luke's. I think what he needs to do. Oh wait, so what you can do here is no. There's no out.
There isn't.
I thought you might have an out if you like force him to chump block with the Ornithopter, but no, he still activates the Blink Moths. Those are flying too, and yeah, Luke's just dead here.
Just turns into 8, 11,
Robots
11 damage.
Unfortunately,
if he blocks with the Ornithopter, he only has to blink 1. I mean, it doesn't matter. However, Luke or Zach decides to block here.
It's weird because Zach can,
unless he doesn't block.
Well, yeah. Then he's just dead.
I'd like to think Zach's going to block, though. I think Zach knows 5 + 5 = 10. I hope.
So, IJ Strick, is he basically saying when Luke activated Vial, put in Harbinger, bounced Vault Scourge, Zach put it into his hand and then decided he wanted to sack it? At competitive REL, yes.
Yeah,
he would be forced to hold to that decision. Regular REL, because it's a known quantity, it's not like he can. It doesn't matter. Like, if he had another Vault Scourge in hand, it doesn't really matter which Vault Scourge. So even if there was like a weird way Zach was trying to cheat in that way, it doesn't really work that way.
As much as I hate
and because it's REL, regular REL,
takesies, backsies are allowed. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is just a casual Thursday night modern event. We're not playing for Pro Tour invites.
We're playing for free drafts and free
basically.
It's a big deal.
Yep. So robots are gonna take that game over the fish.
Beep boop.
Beep boop, indeed. And
grilled.
we will see you back for round 4 here, hopefully pretty soon, guys.
That was a
see you around.
Intro.
Yeah. It was.